Going on YouTube? Coming at you tonight. We're gonna crack some retro entertainments. I know a while back I did a video. I think I had about a little less than half the set at that time. They've since come out with the Gran Turismo, and the Forzas are coming out. But I actually traded that whole lot of retros, so I'm gonna crack open a bunch now because I don't have any of them except for the three that you're looking at least not loose. So, but before we're going to get into that, I picked up a Greenlight car, I think yesterday or the day before. It's a Road Racer Series 3 2012 Ford Focus. Awesome little car. I like this Road Racer series. If any of you guys are into Greenlight, it's a series you might want to check out because they're not too common and the cars are pretty well detailed, especially if you're into the racing graphics. So this one is pretty killer looking, I think, with the white and the blue. Number 12. The Focus casting does have the plastic insert headlights and brake lights. A lot of detail on this little car. Side view mirrors, metal base. Even have little window graphics. So that's a pretty cool little car. Now I've got the Black Bandit. I have a couple of Motor Worlds that I'm going to be selling. I'm only going to be keeping premium Greenlight. I'm not going to do any more Motor World except the GTRs. Those are the only ones I'm going to keep. I got to downsize the collection. So before I crack some retros, we'll take a quick look here at the three that are open. The two are the Ectos. So that we have the Ecto-1, which this is the most recent release of the Ecto-1. It came out very early on. That original one is a pretty pricey piece to get. There's a couple differences. The wheels and tires. The original one also has painted headlights, which this one does not. So those are a couple ways you can tell the difference. These also came out in a 2-pack, which is what the Ecto-1A here is from. However, this casting, everything about it is identical to the one that came out with the BJ and the Bear and the Batmobile. I forget what series that was or what release that was, but it was maybe like a year and a half ago it came out. It's exactly the same. There's nothing different about it except for the manufacture date on the bottom. So got the Ecto-1, Ecto-1A, and then one of the best retros in the set, I think. This is the Friday Night Lights Chevy Silverado. Really cool truck. It's black with silver trim. They did a really nice job on this truck. Hot Wheels did. You have indicator lights, brake lights, nice big beefy off-road tires. So that's pretty cool. So let's get in and crack some retros. We're going to start with the Close Encounters. This truck, this is where this truck debuted. It did just come back out recently in the Car Culture Truck Series, which I like that one better. But there is something about this truck that I do like better, and I'll kind of explain it real quick. Because I got quite a few to go through, but mainly I like the utility rack better in this because it's white, but there's painted detail. So this rack on the new Car Culture truck would look a lot better, I think, the painted ladder. But overall, I think the other truck looks better. But this is still a nice truck. I mean, you still have pretty good detail there with the brake lights. You have front rear indicators. You have a door handle. All the trim is chrome. You have the F-250 badge, Department of Water and Power. So it's still a nice truck. And all of these retros are metal body Metal base with a couple of exceptions. Here is a Fast and Furious 70 Dodge Charger RT. This car came out twice, I think. And I don't know if there's anything different about them. I don't think there are. There's a couple differences with the package. But the actual casting, I think, is the same. So this is a cool little car. It's a flat black or a satin black. Painted gas cap. You have hood pins. Got a blown engine there. With red intakes. I think this is really well done. I like the wheels on it. Got brake lights. License plate. So, black painted base. That's pretty cool casting there. Next up is another casting I like quite a bit. I thought this casting was extremely underrated. The Tommy Boy Plymouth GTX 1967 Plymouth Belvedere GTX. If you guys do customs, this is the car you probably want to get as your wheel donor because it has the white wall, the Goodyear white letter. But this is a cool little casting. It does have painted headlights. Got Plymouth there on the hood, license plate. It's convertible top. The top is obviously up, but the effects are casted into it, so it's pretty well done. It's got a flat black color to simulate the canvas, but really nice wheels. You also have your brake light detail. Pretty cool casting there. Next we have the Christine 58 Plymouth. So this one, as seen in a review that Joe Motor did a while back, he compared this one with the Auto World casting, and proportionately they're close, but they are a little different. Obviously the Auto World is more accurate to scale, but all in all the Hot Wheels casting is pretty well done. The big difference is the Auto World has the blacked out windows where the car is possessed. This one has the clear windows, so where the car is not possessed. The fine details are quite a bit better in the Auto World, but for a Hot Wheels car, this one is pretty nice. White wall tires, chrome trim everywhere you like to see it. Got the white top. It's a pretty cool casting there from Hot Wheels. Oh man. Alright, how about a Ferrari Dino 246 GTS from Heart to Heart? If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you're probably pretty well aware that I love opening Hot Wheels Ferraris. Really any Ferrari that is 1:64 scale. But this is a cool little car here too. Pretty good detail with the painted headlights, bumper. They actually have painted indicators there on the front too. Painted side view mirror. That's a nice little touch. Brake lights are painted. Might be a little bit hard to tell just because of the color of the car itself. But that's a pretty cool little casting right there. Black painted base. Awesome. Another car from Christine, the 67 Camaro. This is an awesome little casting here. I like this casting from Hot Wheels. I picked up a few of these lately, this casting. So, it's the same casting as the Golf Camaro, But metal body, metal base, real rider tires. I like the wheels on this one. I think those would be good donor wheels as well. You have the black rally stripes on the hood, which does open. Not a whole bunch of detail, but you do have painted brake lights. So pretty cool little Camaro from Christine. Okay, so this next bunch here, well, before I get into that, let me do this guy, and then I'll get into those. A Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. This is another one that came out early on, and then was re-released. The early retros, particularly the Batmobile, the TV series Batmobile, the Ecto, Smokey and the Bandit, the original Time Machine, the original Mystery Machine. Some of those older ones can get up there right now in price. They're pretty tough to find. But this is a cool little retro looking casting. Pretty good detail. Headlights, indicators, brake lights. Even the roof racks are painted. So, Mystery Machine there. And then the last 6 cars are all from the Back to the Future. And I believe that these are all 6. So we're going to start with the Mr. Fusion. Cool little car here. Here's your Mr. Fusion there. That's the big difference between this one and the original that came out. Also, the original was painted. This is a Zamac finish, so it's just your raw metal with a clear coat, which I think looks better on the Time Machine. I think it gets you closer, in my opinion, to that stainless steel look, which is what these cars were. But pretty cool. You do get painted brake lights. I think that license plate, I don't know what it says. I think one of them says out of time. I don't know if that's the main line. This came out in the same release. This is the hover mode. So this one comes... So the mainline hover mode had wheels on the bottom of it. This one does not. It's a metal base. There are no wheels. So it comes with a little stand because you got a black painted base as well as this one. Both painted black base. But everything else is pretty much the same. You still have your Mr. Fusion. Still have the Zamac finish. You just get a little stand to display the car on, which is kind of cool, I think. So there's the hover mode. Here, this is the most recent one to come out. It's the re-release of the regular Time Machine. So this is pretty much the same as the Mr. Fusion, except for the Mr. Fusion part. Oh, there's your license plate there, that out of time. The yellow one might say that too. I don't really know, but pretty cool to have both of these. It would be awesome if I could get a focus. There we go. So very similar cars, but yet they're different. So we got 3 more. These are the first 3 to come out. Man, this was the 3rd Back to the Future car to come out in the Retro Entertainment set. It's Biff's Ford Super Deluxe, and it does come complete with the pile of manure, which I thought was pretty awesome. There's a Karate Kid Ford Super Deluxe in the retro set as well, and it's the same casting, so the poo is interchangeable with the Back to the Future car. It just pops out, no problem. And you have a nice little classic casting there. Got your brake lights, white wall tires, some chrome trim or silver trim there along the side, painted headlights, red interior. I'm going to keep the poop complete with it because I want it to be complete. So there's that Back to the Future car. And then the last two are the best two by far. This was the first Back to the Future car to come out in this the retro series. The original Time Machine. It came out back in 2012. You can always tell the newer ones from the older ones. Not just with the retros, but also with pop culture. The older ones have a red and white flame. The newer ones have a red and yellow flame. So that's one way you can tell or get an idea of how old it is. The red and white flames tend to cost a little bit more. They seem to be a little harder to find. But I've had this in my collection once before, but I've never had it loose. It definitely feels a lot different than the Zamac. You still get a black painted base. So basically, this is the same car with the original release and the re-release. And I don't know, I like both. I thought it was cool getting it in the Zamac the second time, though. But here, looking at them next to each other, I think... I don't know. I think probably I'd want this one. This looks quite a bit like the Johnny Lightning. Maybe I should do a comparison at some point on those. Actually, I think you can find comparisons on YouTube of this one with the Johnny Lightning. But you can definitely see the similarities. You can definitely see the differences. I think the main and possibly only difference is just the finish. One being Zamac, one being painted. The area behind the license plate is different. It's black on the Zamac one. So there's a difference. But for the most part, pretty similar. And then the last Back to the Future car, and probably the most desirable, is the 1987 Toyota pickup. I think this one is bringing the most out of all of them. I think this is the most expensive one to get. Might be the original Time Machine, but I think the truck has surpassed it. And you can see why here. Look at how awesome that little thing is. Got your Toyota there on the tailgate. I'm not sure if that's a paint flaw. But you do have rear brake lights with indicators. Got a roll bar. Now I think in the movie the truck was actually an extended cab. So I don't think it's too accurate as far as that goes. But other than that, it's close. But really nice Goodyear Wrangler Real Rider tires. Got your yellow KC lights up here on the roll bar with the Toyota eyebrow. Really good detail here with the painted headlights, turn signals, California license plate. This is my first time ever owning this one loose too, so that is pretty awesome. Black painted base. So I traded away my retro collection and then basically rebuilt a good chunk of it back up. I don't know if I'll ever go for this set. It's just, there's too much of it and it's expensive. The older stuff has just gotten too pricey. But as I come across stuff at reasonable prices, I will try to pick them up. But there you go. Nice little collection of retro entertainment cars along with Road Racer Greenlight. So kind of an oddball video there, but the Broncos were getting killed, so I figured I would crack some Hot Wheels. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will holler at the next video.